So to start our conversation, we always start with the conversation of money. My dad, may he rest in peace, said it was very important to have that, then the rest of it would follow through. Obviously, health is number one, but we definitely have to deal with our wealth. And to do that, we have Darren Farwell. So good morning, Darren.
Good morning, Marilyn. As it turns out today, my story is going to be a little less about money and financial. I've got a different story this morning. My story today is happy in a moving way and inspirational in a big way. It's a real-life story of such courage and inspiration that I just can't let it go unsung.
Well, thank you.
There's a saying that has always resonated strongly with me, and the saying goes, "It's not what happens to you, it's what you do about it." This happy story, that I'm going to talk about today reflects that exactly. It's not what happens to you, it's what you do about it. You see, a client of mine has amongst 3 young adult daughters, one who we will call Kate. Kate is 26. Kate has a passion for skydiving, and she's earned a living as a videographer for skydivers. So remember, when you see those spectacular shots of teams of people skydiving, doing shapes in the air and that sort of thing, well, she's the person who's actually taking the film so that we can see that. Now, I suspect that grandparents and parents alike out there are already starting to cringe, probably with a sense of where this is going to go. 2 months ago, Kate landed badly and became paralyzed from the waist down. She went quickly from emergency critical care to hospital rehab. Now, in this context, rehab really is not about getting better. She will probably not ever get better in terms of her paralysis. It's about learning about her new life. Now, as a father of 3 young adults myself, my heart sank and just overflowed with compassion with what the parents who have been clients of mine since Kate was 6 years old, what the parents, family, and Kate herself obviously must be going through. So I called Kate's dad after I'd heard the news and said how sorry I was, of course, for his family, offered whatever support I could, and assured him that we would be taking good care of absolutely everything financial so that he wouldn't have to worry about it and could focus on other things. And then, I just waited for updates on Kate's condition. Sure enough, I got some last week. I received surprising photos, 2 of them. And this is what was so surprising. When I looked at the pictures, I saw this young woman, Kate, dressed in a lovely outfit, nice colors. There's an expression on her face and a smile that just you couldn't understand how she seemed to be so comfortable in what was happening. One picture was in a wheelchair, and the other one was standing with crutches with assistance. But I couldn't get past the smile. It wasn't a fake smile. It wasn't a strained smile. She was smiling. Her family was there. She had a couple of friends. It was really a genuine smile. And I felt like the Grinch on Mount Crumpet, when he's tapping his hand on his chin, trying to figure out how it could be so. So this week, I gathered my thoughts and called my client to thank him for the pictures and, yes, ask him. Kate seemed so in harmony with what has happened. How could it be so? Well, he said, she's always been kind of like that, very joyful and positive. But now here's where it gets really tear-jerkingly spectacular. Shortly before the photos, Kate told her parents that since it seemed she was going to be paralyzed and confined to a wheelchair, she was going to find a sport and start training for the Paralympics. Wow. Kate wants to be a champion Paralympic athlete. Well, as you just said, wow. I said, wow. My jaw, I'm getting a little welled up right at the moment thinking about it. My jaw dropped in respect and awe and inspiration and admiration. It's not what happens to you. It's what you do about it. So, Marilyn, you and listeners might be wondering a little bit what all this has to do with money, and it doesn't have very much to do with money at all. But there's a little, beyond what it says about the power of the human spirit, there is a little financial angle in here. You see, Kate's parents have always been very good planners. They planned to retire early, and they did. They planned to help all three of their kids with their first home down payments and marriage costs, and they did. They planned to buy a place in Arizona after they retired, and they did. The list goes on. Now, me and my team were there all along the way, helping make those plans a reality with a roadmap and the real-life tools you need to get it done. And I believe quite firmly that having trusted professional help was a notable part of their success. They certainly did the heavy lifting. But even more, it was about the planning. And now, obviously, their plans have changed a little bit, and we're going to update their plan as they learn more about the costs of this new life. Because a good plan is a living document that provides a clear vision of your envisioned future, and it will change as your life changes. And Marilyn, as you always say, it's never too early and never too late to get a plan. So if there are listeners out there without a plan, I strongly suggest getting on it.
Well, you strongly suggest getting on it, and I strongly suggest that people take you up on a complimentary consultation, because the information doesn't cost you anything. It gives you the gift of time and information and experience with Darren and his team. He's been doing this since 1986. And having peace of mind and knowing that you're on the right course is one alternative. And maybe having a pleasant surprise and knowing that you can refresh what you've done and have your money work for you just that much harder is positive. So, Darren, are you going to the office today?
I thought it was going to be all sunny today, so as a matter of fact, I am going to the office right after the show, and I'll be there until about noon.
Okay, so till the sun shines. I glanced at the weather, and I'm hopeful that that's the kind of day it will be. To reach Darren, and if you don't want to talk to him today, just take the number down and call him when it's convenient. Coffee and parking on you if people come down to you?
Always happy if anyone's willing to take the trouble to come downtown and visit. Love to see you, and we'll pay for the coffee and the parking.
And it can be a house call. If you want to arrange, not necessarily in your home, but if you want to arrange a location near you for Darren to come and to do this assessment, he makes it so easy. So the phone number is 416-863-7501. That's 416-863-7501. It's not what happens to you, it's what you do about it. So anticipating the future, we really don't know what's going to happen, but I think that we definitely can talk about the now, and Darren is very, very good about doing that, especially with money. So think of the Farwell Wealth Management team, think about Darren Farwell, and give him a call. 416-863-7501. Peace of mind is possible even when it comes to money matters. Thank you, Darren. Have a great weekend and happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to you too, Marilyn. And go Leafs go, the home opener tonight at the ACC.
Yes, we'll hope that they start off well and we can follow them through a winning streak.